Hey, this is Steve Haverly. Let's talk today about our marriage and see what we can do to make it better today, because I believe that no matter where you are and what place you are in your marriage, we can do something about it. I always believe I can, and I believe that you can too. So I want to give you something to think about today. When you ask yourself, why is my marriage not more fulfilling than it is right now? Do you ever say something to yourself like, well, my wife and I would have more intimacy, but, and then you throw some sentence in there. Or, you know, we would do more fun things together, but, and then you answer that with something maybe like, well, we just don't have enough money to go on vacation, whatever it may be. I think one of the problems we have is we give ourselves license to not do what we need to be doing with our spouse, and not having that, creating that fulfilling environment that we both need so much because we use that word but. And whether we actually say the words or not, we're telling ourselves, when I say I would do this with my wife and I would have the marriage I want, but, when I say but, I'm creating a license for myself to not do what I know I should do. I'm creating a way out for myself. And it's really just procrastination. It's putting off what I know I need to do. It's putting off the things that I know that make my wife more fulfilled in our relationship, the things that maybe your husband would find more fulfilling. You don't do it because you put that but in there, and it gives you an automatic out. You throw your excuse out to yourself and get yourself to believe that excuse is a good answer as to why we're not doing what we should do. So what's the situation here? What's the answer to this problem? Well, I believe that the best answer is to eliminate procrastination and begin right now. Begin with the smallest thing that you can do, that you can think of, to make your marriage happier. Now, many times that requires finding out what your spouse requires, what your spouse wants. So do some investigation, ask, test, try some things, bring her home some flowers, give her that little pat. Tell your husband that he looks great, or you love him, or you admire him, the way he works so hard, whatever it may be. You don't have to take my word for it. Go to your own spouse and find something to begin to do, and take note of what gets the results. What is it they really love? Begin to do those things. Then the more and more you do, the better and better you'll have the idea of what it is that they love for you to do. They love for you to say, how can I be the answer to their fulfillment in the marriage? We can do a lot more than we think we can do, but we let that word but put it off and put it off and put it off, because the excuses are a dime a dozen. There are too many of them, and we've been making them up and putting them into practice in our own marriages far, far too long. So start today. Find just one thing you can do for your spouse that you haven't been doing. Change one thing in your marriage that's been the same all this time, and see what kind of results you get. Do some testing. Find out what works. Do more of that and more of that, and build on that. And you'll find out you don't need the buts anymore, because you're getting the kind of relationship that you've always wanted and that your spouse has always wanted. Give it a shot today. Let's see what happens, okay? This is Steve Haverly. Go out and make your marriage all it can be today.